All right, now I've got to wait for people. Meantime. Right, hopefully people are joining. I hope you picked up the link. Hello, Yolandi. Sorry, it chose. Oh, hopefully you can hear me because I haven't switched off this time. Can you hear me? That's a good question. Demonos Sophia, hello, hello. And Papa Me is good now. Time to you too, sir. Okay, all right. You can hear and see me. Sorry, it picked the wrong camera, and then I went to go change it in the browser, and it switched everything off, and it wouldn't let me change it to a different one. So what happened there? Sorry, how is everybody? Thanks for joining. I think we're going to have to wait to make sure everybody else gets here. I don't think everybody got the notice. All right, as per usual, this is the Covenstead, so whatever you want to talk about. Papa Me's, I'm good. Have a cat sleeping on my lap, so hard to ride. Well, at least you've got a cat sleeping on your lap. That's a relaxing thing to do. Yeah, so anything you want to talk about, any questions you've got, this is just a hangout, get together, open chat, nothing specific planned. I can tell you what books I'm reading at the moment, if I can remember. Hang on a minute. I put my tablet on charge. Let's see what I'm reading. Sophia, how was your super full moon night? We actually did the Into the Wildwood live, and after that I didn't actually do anything. I normally do a red meal celebration and stuff with the god and goddess, but I didn't this time. Bad me, very bad me. What am I looking at? That's not what I'm reading. I'm reading a geomancy book by John Michael Greer, which is really good. Anything special or nothing, actually, to be honest. As I said, we kind of did the live, and then power was out, and it's no excuse, but I mean, I've got candles. But after that, it's kind of bedtime for me. Didn't get to do anything on Friday. How was your full moon? Really is a pity that I can't just get everybody on camera and talk normally. I suppose I could arrange that, actually, if anybody's interested. I did find I was actually Yolandi told me about a streaming platform, StreamYard, which I'm going to start using because there's no download. It's all online, so it doesn't tax my computer. and I'm going to start using that. I've been poking around at it. It looks really, really good. So I'll use that for Cauldron, the next Cauldron in 2 weeks' time. Poppy's, mine was a regular night. Was too tired to do anything. I think a lot of people. This full moon was actually a bit of a doozy. So I think a lot of people felt exhausted and tired, and just couldn't really get around to doing much. I had one of my most intense rituals. Thank you for asking. I got so clear answers to what I wanted. Well, that's excellent. That's really good. Did you do a divination? I assume you did a divination, seeing you got answers for something. The end part was divination. Okay. Good stuff. Glad you got some good results. All right. Let's see. I was going to tell you guys. I'm just trying to remember what I'm reading at the moment because I'm normally reading like 4 or 5 books at the same time. I know I'm reading The Equinox, Volume 1, number 4. I'm reading the Geomancy book. What else was I reading? All on my tablet, which I don't have here now. Richard's here. Hello, Richard. Yeah, finally got it sorted. And I had to open it on Firefox because Chrome's giving me hassles at the moment with YouTube. Kind of the screen just goes blank, and then I have to like run my mouse over the screen to get things to appear again. It's weird. So I opened it on. Actually, I don't. Oh no, I'll connect on Discord with Kai. So when I connected today, it picked up the wrong camera. All right. Trying to remember what I was reading. Oh, I am reading R.J. Stewart's book, Advanced Magical Arts. So I'm going to be reviewing that at the end of the month. I was reading a book on Tantra. I was going a bit slow though. A very good book. Let me just find the title. Brilliant book though. It actually goes into non-dual Shaiva Tantra. Where's it? I shall give you the title in a second. Tantra Illuminated by Christopher D. Wallace. Very good book, really enjoying it. I suppose if I wore makeup, I could give you a makeup demonstration, but I don't think that's going to work very well. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what I spoke about last month. Can't remember. I think I filled everybody in about what's happening this month. So we've got the Egregore project, which used to be the Demonic Wealth Web. Started this past Wednesday with the new Egregore for the Mercurial Spirit. So that's continuing. Then there is Magic School still going. All the memberships. If you hit the join button, you'll see all the memberships there. They're all still going as per usual. The Temple of the Horned Serpent. I've moved to its own Discord server. If anybody's interested in doing that, just give me a shout. Just in case you're not sure what that is. Temple of the Horned Serpent is it's going to be an international thing, and it's a conglomeration of everything that I have come to believe and follow and practice on my path. So it does incorporate a lot of different things like Toltec path, traditional witchcraft, Kabbalah, various forms of Hindu practices. So bringing all of those things in together. Popomies, when you started your journey on the Cunning Folks path, do you remember what it was that lured you in? The traditional witchcraft specifically was Robin Artisan's website, Meadows of Alfheim. That's where I first came across traditional witchcraft. And I remember I was working in an office, and we had an internet connection to all of the stations, all of the workstations, but it was very specifically for particular programs, just to communicate with people in the office. But we had one workstation that was connected to the interwebs, and every lunchtime I used to go there and look up information about witchcraft, traditional witchcraft, and things like that. And that came across Robin Artisan's Meadows of Alfheim, which is why, because I used to, whenever anybody used to say they're interested in traditional witchcraft, I used to send them straight to that website, and then it went down years ago. And that's why I asked Robin if I could republish it, because what I did back then, because I didn't have internet at home at the time. I'm not even sure I had a computer at the time. May have, can't remember. But what we used to do back then was we would publish a website into PDF format so we could read it offline. So I've got all the old files that I stored back then. So I said to Robin, can I republish the website? So if you go to leewjohnson.com, you'll find Meadows of Alfheim link on there in the menu. That's the website that really got me interested in it. Demonosphere, may I ask, infernal chakras, is that a thing, and what is your opinion? I'm actually going to speak about the things like the Kleepots this month, but I might as well fill you guys in now. You can always repeat the information because not everybody's going to watch this. So I find this a bit difficult when it comes to this whole idea of left-hand path and right-hand path. I mean, first of all, they came from Eastern Tantric practices, and basically one was the right path, one was the left path. And all it meant was that one was an internalization of practices and one was an externalization of practices. And then it got brought into Western ideology, and it got skewed into this idea that the right-hand path is the pursuit to the spiritual God outside yourself, whereas left-hand path is a pursuit of God within. It's all the same thing, really. So, I mean, I'm not a left-hand pather or a right-hand pather. I'm not a middle path. I wouldn't call myself a middle pather either, because I'd say the middle path is one of those straight paths, straight through the middle. But that's why we talk about the crooked path or the serpentine path. There's an old Egyptian initiation rite. What's it called? Krata Rapoa was the name of the rite. And there's a section in there, and this actually kind of spilled through to various orders and Wiccan practices and stuff. How did you come here? And the reply was, I walked on the serpent's back. And it's kind of like, it continued saying something to the effect of the serpent coils behind me, and before me it undulates, and I walk on the serpent's back, which is the straight and true path. So it's the serpentine path, it's the crooked path, it goes left and right, and it undulates through all the different various ideologies, worldviews, paths, and you go through and pick things up here and there. But obviously, there's a lot you can take from just that phrase. The serpent coils behind me. Think of Kundalini, for instance, and undulates. If you think of the coiled serpent in the root 3.5 times, and then it undulates through the chakras. So we have that kind of thing, but then we have the klipot, or the klipotic tree, which has been called the tree of death. And the difficulty I have with this is that it has no basis in history or Kabbalah itself. Hello, Rev Kai, glad you could join. And Lady Capera, hi, how are you? And the difficulty is when we look at the word klipa, it means a husk or a shell. So if we were to imagine, in the video I'm going to do, I was hoping to have a demonstration of a piece of fruit or something, but I don't have anything here. So if you imagine the Sephirot, and then around it you've got a husk or a shell that covers it. In order to get to the juicy bit inside, you've got to break through the husk or the shell. And if you stay in the klipote or the klipa, then you are staying in the illusion. This is the Maya. It's the illusion. It's not the actual juicy bit inside. So everybody's following the klipotic tree. This is my personal opinion, obviously, but I think they're just getting stuck in the Maya, in the illusion of things, and not actually getting to the juicy bits. So when it comes to things like infernal chakras, I don't even know what that is, to be honest. There's all this talk about also destroying the chakras. Why would you destroy the chakra? They're energy centers. They are, if you destroy a chakra, you destroy your energy. It's just something that, I don't know, maybe I'm misunderstanding the whole thing, but it doesn't make much sense to me. Let me just check the Demosphere. Continued that with, they are supposed to have a connection to exactly this, with the tunnels of Set in Tree of Death. Yeah, when, the tunnels of Set really came out of Kenneth Grant's stuff. He called it Dimension B, or the tunnels of Set. It's around about the same time that he started the idea of reptilian. Was it reptilian or lizard? It's the same kind of thing as David Icke spoke about. These reptilian beings and things like that. So it's a Typhonian thing, and it kind of speaks. You get a lot of ideologies. You've got the tree of life and the tree of death, and one is supposed to be the branches and the other one's supposed to be the root. But if you consider as above, so below, you would then speak about the tree being reversed or inverted. So it doesn't really make much sense. I think that's probably the one ideology regarding that does kind of make some sense. You've got then people who talk about the tree of life and the tree of death, or the light side and the dark side being opposite each other, and you pass through backwards and forwards through Da'at, and Da'at's supposed to be the child, which is Lucifer and Christ. All these different ideologies, and nobody's really come up with one that really speaks any truth to overall. Of Kai, the tree of death always reminds me of Plato's cave. Yeah, because you've got to walk out of Plato's cave to see reality. Yeah. So I just want to go back because there were some other questions. Yolandi, is Temple of the Horned Serpent a server within Red Coven, or is it a group of its own? It was a channel in Red Coven. I've made it its own because it's going to be a lifelong project, and it's going to have a lot of material added to it. Just started, so I've made it its own server. So if anybody's interested in that, just give me a shout and we'll chat. Let's see. Lady Capera or Jet, the Royal Cobra of ancient Egypt. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there was something else in regards to. Oh no, I'm thinking of. Yeah, it was something I picked up on Peter Paddon's podcasts regarding the Crotowapoa rite. He was also speaking about an old group called Les Serpents Rouges, not the Dragon Rouge of. I've forgotten his name now. The modern order. And this was an old group, French group, that didn't really have much of a following, I don't think. But very interesting stuff that came out of it, though. Right. So I've rattled on about that now. And then you're going to have to hear it again because I'm going to do a video later in the month. If nobody watched the astrology forecast with Rev Kai and myself this past Friday on Into the Wildwood, go and watch it because it's a very important one, I think. And I was actually saying last night that this next week that's coming up is kind of like that. It feels like the crazies are coming out, and they really are. The stuff I'm seeing on TikTok is unbelievable. You've got, it's not just flat earthers anymore. It's if you look at the moon, there's a section of it that is the same. It's a map of the Earth, and the problem is that it extends beyond that. So now they've taken the pattern that we see on the moon, and they've extended that. So the flat Earth is surrounded by the Arctic wall. And then beyond the Arctic wall, which nobody's been across the Arctic wall apparently, beyond the Arctic wall is a whole load of land that has never been discovered. So yeah, there was that. The moon's transparent apparently. There's a whole lot of very interesting stuff. Demonosphere, to my knowledge, this October is going to be a wild ride. Oh yes, it is going to be a wild, but a very important one. That's why I said go and check out the live that we did and see what Rev Kai had to say, because it kind of sets the stage for a long time coming. So make sure you get all of that in, energy wise and everything. I think. Let it bear this so far up in her head. Oh my god, kind of sleep. Been listening to Herb Alpert music for days. The patterns in the music, TJ. I don't think anybody else here, well, maybe Kai does, but I don't think many people here would have heard of Herb Alpert music. I loved Herb Alpert. It was great. Richard, TikTok was offering the conspiracy theorists a platform for misinformation. Totally. And the difficult thing is there's some actually really good people on TikTok who are trying to battle against all the misinformation, but I don't think they're loud enough, or it's coming through loud enough, because they're just swarming. But it gets really crazy. The internet has offered people a platform for misinformation. It has. I was actually saying the other day, before the internet, if we wanted information, we've said this before, if we wanted information, we'd either have to find somebody who we could talk to, which was, where I was, that was impossible, or go to a well-stocked library. But now we've got the internet, so we can get information readily available. It's everywhere, and you can get tons and tons of information. But the problem is there's a load of misinformation out there. So I'm not sure if we're like better off or things have gotten worse. But we battle on through. I think that's why it's important. We're always talking about a community, and I think that's where a community is very important. A community of where you have people that know what they're talking about, who you can say, is this fact or a load of trash, and they can help out. Removing the gatekeepers does not just allow the reliable information through, it opens the floodgates for everything. True. Very true. Yeah. So I think we need to try and find people we can rely on for good information, and if we're stuck, we can go to them. That's probably the only solution, really. But then trying to find those people, that becomes a bit of a mission. So yeah. I should maybe do this later because then I'll have a darker backdrop. So there's still light here. Rev Kai, developing discernment is more important than ever. I see so many people just sucking down the toilet bowl of ridiculousness. Yeah. I think it is important, and we talk about discernment in relation to the spirits. When we're talking to the spirits and learning discernment and knowing whether they are the spirits you want to talk to, but it's not just about that. It's about everything. It's about the information we get. It's the people we meet. It's really everything in life. And the problem is that and I find this especially if somebody's got a large following, or they've written like 30 books or something, and therefore they are considered to be authorities on a topic. Not always. Not always. I can write 30 books of complete and utter trash. And because I've written 30 books, I'm considered to be an authority. And I can, all I've done is just written a load of rubbish. Complete misinformation, and people will not question it. And that's the problem. So, check, double check, and triple check everything you get. And everything anybody tells you, including your leaders. Always question them. Rev Kai, yes, being proliferate or popular is taken for being authoritative, not a reliable correlation. No, not at all. Yolandi, it is often difficult to distinguish between what is correct or false information. Not everyone has someone to bounce info off. I know it's very difficult. I mean, it's not just somebody who's new to all of this. Even me, I guess it is. You could consider it to be new. It may be a new topic for me, and I'll go and look for information, and I'm really not sure what information to trust. So I ask in a group of people I trust to give me proper information. To give me proper information. And if nobody knows, we can sit down, we can sift through it all together and try and figure out what's rubbish and what's not. So it is important to ask other people if they have any valid information they can actually offer you. I think it's the only way, actually. I mean, just trying to figure out yourself sometimes becomes so difficult. It's almost impossible. Sophia, discernment is huge in what we consume, from food to information. Yeah. And especially, I mean, we've seen that. I think everybody's seen that post going around about AI creating the book on was it herb law or mushrooms or something, and the information in there could probably kill people. But it's written by AI and nobody's questioning it. So, it's not written by anybody who actually knows what they're talking about. Rev Kai, don't necessarily need someone live to bounce info off of, although it is ideal. Read widely, dialogue with the great minds and the past, step into their logical worldviews and examine things. Yeah, I agree with that. You can, and I think that's an important thing as well. And I don't think a lot of people do it simply for the reason that you start reading repeated information and it kind of bores people, but it's very important to do. So if you are studying a particular topic, read 10 different authors on exactly the same topic and see where things correlate. Because if you're reading about something and they're all saying the same thing, and then one person says, the moon doesn't exist, or the moon's transparent, whatever. Nobody else said it. So, it's kind of an indication of maybe this person is talking rubbish. So you use all of those, the different authors, different books on the same topic to kind of bounce each bit of information off each other, and dialogue with the great minds in the past. Yeah, absolutely. You can contact the ancestors, contact the dead as well if you want to. Rev Kai said AI seems to be making the pile of gunk to wade through even greater. I know. And you know what's making it even more difficult? You see like a picture, and sometimes it's obvious, but sometimes I don't even know if it's real or not. And I start questioning my own sanity sometimes. It's getting quite good, and it's going to get better, and that's a scary thing. Demonosphere, AI, and the occult, deep subject, almost chaotic. Yeah, and I think we can use anything. We can use anything for something beneficial or something destructive. AI or whatever it is, and the problem is everybody's using it just to churn out all this rubbish and again misinformation. And some of it's become so realistic, and people are putting their names on it, and it's terrible. Poppymies, could AI be a trapped soul? Interesting. I'll have to come back to you on that one. Yeah, gonna have to think about that one. That I like that one. Okay. Yeah, now you got my mind going. Rev Kai said we didn't always have witchcraft books or topic-specific books. Being able to draw out the underlying image is an important skill that needs to be developed in order to build on discernment. Yeah. But I also think that we do need people that we can go to and rely on for those things to help us to learn discernment itself. Doing it yourself is difficult. It's a very difficult process. Oh God, yeah. I actually saw a good one it was globalists and flat earthers. The guy said what we need to do is get rid of all the rich people in the world and get them to fund a project where you take 6 flat earthers and 6 globalists. Is it globalists? I think it's globalists. Yeah. People who believe the world's round. And put 3 of each on 2 planes, and then set them off from the same point, flying in opposite directions. And then when they meet, they also have to time it and record it, cabin recorder and personal recorders. But they have to time it, because if it takes less than 20 hours for them to meet, then it's a globe. If it takes more than 60 hours, then it's a flat Earth. So, point proven then. Rev Kai, true, but those people don't have to be witchcraft teachers, writers. No, they don't. No. Lady Capera, not using any AI. Never will, by the way. It can be used for good things. I mean, it can be used to just check general information, really. I've tried to use it for coding. It's absolute rubbish. I had a problem with some code a while back, and the guy I worked for like years and years and years, he said, just throw it through ChatGPT. So I said, it's rubbish. He said, no, just do it. So I did it, and it gave me a load of bullshit. I still fix it by myself. Puppies, neither will I. Lady Capera, they're all the same clown, just different faces. Very true. Demonosphere, no AI, no TikTok here. I'm old school, forums, blogs, and a few selected creators on YouTube where there is still meaning to the word content. Good thing. Yolandi said, still sorry I showed you the true colours of the hoodoo lady that you always recommended people to read. Oh yeah. I still think her books are great. Miss Aida, I do still think her books are great, but she showed up in it was a documentary. Now I can't remember, but she got called in as a professional witch or something, and the information she was giving the people on camera was just awful. I think she was just doing it for the views. But as I said, her books are great. Really good information in them. It was one of the ghost investigation videos. Yeah, I vaguely remember it. And they were talking about there were 3 iron crosses above the house, and she said it was to protect against Satan or something. So iron crosses that protect against Fae, but anyway. Oh yeah, and I don't know. It was a bit overboard. The only person who had anything going for them in that whole documentary was the medium. She knew what she was doing, and the rest of them were talking absolute trash. Red Kai, I see lots of people who are held up like that, spouting so much misinformation. Rarely do I think it is malicious, but it is still contributing to the repeating of the misinformation. Yeah, I don't think it's malicious, and I think what we find is that one person hears something and interprets it a particular way, and then goes and tells the next person. Eventually, it becomes like broken telephone, and then you get this following around this thing, but it just becomes different each time somebody else reiterates it and they listen to it, and it just takes on a whole life of its own. So I don't think it's malicious, but it's, so many people are just picking up misinformation and running with it because one, it sounds cool. 2, it's like, you can join the cool kids gang. So people want to be noticed. They want to feel important. Plus, humans are fallible and make mistakes, and on the internet, mistakes go viral, but corrections and apologies don't. Yeah, absolutely. It's the things that people enjoy that will not enjoy, but bring the drama into our lives. People love drama. Yeah. But the medium is Cindy Kaza. Love her. Yeah, she was very good. What people do, they love the drama. If they don't have drama in their lives, they think there's something wrong, so they have to make more drama to make sure that everything's all right. But we always see the bad news. We never see the good news, because nobody's interested in the good news. It doesn't create drama. It's boring. Yolandi, I avoid drama. Can't handle it. I don't really like it myself. Sometimes I wish I had a bit more drama to make things more interesting, but I don't really enjoy it myself. I was told once, many years ago, I used to work for a guy, and he used to call me the god of chaos because he thought he used to tell me I love drama. And he said, I don't like drama, I hate drama. He said, no, you do. You always like drama. There's always drama in your life. So he called me the god of chaos. Yeah. Papa means I don't like drama. I pull myself away from it and go sit in the woods. Yeah, yeah. I'll go sit in the toilet because I don't have woods nearby, so I'll go sit in the toilet. At least I can lock the door. That's something. Rev Guy said, drama gets clicks, and that's what pays the bills ultimately. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, when I started my when I started this channel, I've got a friend who told me I need to paint my fingernails black and do makeup and whatnot, so I look all edgelordy. No, can't do that. It's not me. Oh, just Giannis here. Hello. Yeah, I've got about 10 minutes left. I'm gonna shut off after about 10 minutes. Well, the whole thing being an hour. I'm glad you could join. Yeah, so she told me I must wear makeup and black nail polish and look all edgelordy and whatnot. I said, no, I can't do that. But that's why channel grows slowly. I'm not going to bother with all the rubbish that comes along with it. Yolandi said I find myself unsubscribing channels that are drama driven. They are not good for my blood pressure. I agree. I don't think we can get away from it actually because it's all over social media, all the drama and the clickbait, but we can do our best, I suppose. We'll just laugh at it. With Kai, Landy, same. Cultivating my social feeds is the only way I maintain any semblance of mental health. Yeah. I've been dropping groups and whatnot on Facebook. I just can't do it anymore. We're talking about people spreading misinformation. Oh my goodness me! And the problem is when you're in a group with hundreds of people and you say no, but this is rubbish, they all like jump on you and go, no, 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 this person is a leader in our community. Yeah, God. Just Yana said, I get the ick from spiritual channels who aggressively say that their way is the only true way. Oh yeah, no, if anybody says their way is the only true way, just leave immediately. Find the exit door. Demon Sophia, keep your feeds and inputs clean, saves your sanity. Absolutely. Yeah. I think we all need to be. I suppose I say we all need to be ourselves, and I'm being myself. I suppose all the edgelords and stuff, they're being themselves, unless it's a particular person I can think of just does it for the money. It's just a business for them, being an edgelord. But I suppose all of them they are being themselves. Their worldview is the worldview they believe in. Just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean that they shouldn't. It's their life. Lady Capera said, "My." I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Did I miss something? I don't think so. Anyway, okay. Landy said, I will say, don't follow me. I'm lost most of the time. Yeah. Well, that sums it up for me. That's definitely me. I don't know what's going on half the time, so don't ask me. I'm just making it all up as I go along. Aren't we all? Right. Sort of coming to the end. I am going to be trying. I said it earlier. I think I said it earlier. I'm going to be trying some new software out, StreamYard. I'll try it out with the Cauldron. I tried it out yesterday recording, and it's great quality video and audio, and it's all online, so I don't have to worry about my computer roaring at me just being overtaxed. So I'll try that out in 2 weeks' time. Kai, remind me to speak to you about that, because it might actually be a good solution for Into the Wildwood as well. Just Yana, so what's this stream about? It's just to get together, a hangout, ask whatever you want to. There's no particular topic that's been planned. It's just any question you want, and I'll do it on the first this particular Covenstead. I'll do it on the first Sunday of every month. It will be at 3 p.m. GMT, unless I have load shedding, in which case I'll probably push it forward. It'll go to 5 p.m. GMT, but that'll only be the occasional, Sunday where load shedding interrupts. So I am going to schedule it a week in advance, because I know the schedule by the Monday, so I'll just schedule it, and you can check, and you can hit the notify me button a week before we actually do the live. For anybody who was here at the very start of today's Covenstead, I do apologize for that. Just picked the wrong camera, so I had to restart. All right. Okay, so I'm going to end today. And don't forget to check out my channel. Don't forget to check out the memberships if you do want to join one of the memberships. Just hit the join button. Some interesting things going on there. And I'll see you all whenever. Next month, on Monday, in 2 weeks' time. I'm always here. So, F Kitty, thank you. It's a pleasure. Hope me, this was fun. Until next time, bye everyone. Have fun. All right. Good now time. We can do that at the beginning and the end. And I'll see everybody next time. Cheers for now. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining.